Okay, guys, so on Amazon Prime, I saw that there was a movie called The Driller Killer, and I was like, okay, let's watch this because it might be a fun slasher. And I really like the Slumber Party Massacre movies, which have Driller Killer, so I thought, well, I might as well just try this one out, see if I like it. And it's funny because it came out in 1979, which, looking at it in that respect, is interesting because it's a really violent movie that was right before Friday the 13th came out, where like we had slashers that were ultra violent like all the time afterwards. And I'm not saying movies weren't violent before Friday the 13th, but I'm surprised that this one is as violent as it was. Like I expected this movie to be less violent, um, because I just didn't expect it to be that way. It's pretty interesting in that respect, but the basic story of this is there's a guy named Reno who lives in an apartment with a girl named Carol, and I forgot what her girlfriend's name is, but they're like, her and her girlfriend live there with him, and he's like a struggling worker, and like he just eventually goes on a killing spree with a drill, which like you do. I thought that was pretty interesting the way that this movie. It's weird looking at this one as a whole. Honestly, I thought this one was really boring. Like this was not that interesting of a movie to me. I thought that because I like those gory movies that are just fun gore from the 80s. And looking at this one, I was like, this might be the thing I might enjoy out of it because I know I'm not going to really care about the characters or anything, at least in this one. And I didn't. And watching this one, really, like I said, it's just a pretty boring, uninteresting movie. Like, it's this guy who's just kind of randomly just starts doing this stuff, and it's like, I just couldn't pay enough attention to really care. Like I was like, oh well, okay. Um, Looking at it from like a visual standpoint, like the gore and stuff is actually really good. Like I liked that a lot. That part was fun. But really, when it comes down to anything else in this movie, I just sat there like I don't remember any of it. And I watched it a couple days ago. I already forgot all of it. Really, almost some of the gore I'm honestly forgetting. Like I remember it being really gory and fun, and I'm a sucker for those gory, fun horror movies. But like this one, really there wasn't much to go on, like to really remember or anything really to say about this one. But I wanted to point out that I saw it, and really by at the end of the day, I just thought that this one was just kind of a forgettable movie. Like it's cool with the idea that it had a lot of violence in it that you see on screen. And the use of a driller killer, like I said, you could see in other horror movies after this. So I feel like this one probably goes under the radar for a lot of people. And I think it's a free domain movie, apparently. I think it said it was online. Because I think it was a really low budget company that, of course, went out like a lot of these 80s horror movies did. Or 80s horror movies that came after this, because this came out in 1979. But I think that's really interesting that like it gave some ideas and like foundations for this type of movie, like these fun gory movies, but it really just fell into that extremely forgettable like category of like I don't remember anything about the characters at all. I just remember there's this long-haired guy that's a driller killer, and there were two lesbians, and that's it. There's nothing really. There's no character to them or anything that even like character quirks that I thought were memorable. I get all like I just thought that everything about it really just fell into the forgettable category of it, with some good gore, but I'm honestly forgetting that because the movie was so forgettable. But pretty quick review. There's not much else I can say about the Driller Killer. I didn't enjoy it that much. Letterboxd, I think I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. It's not a terrible movie, but it's just not a movie that I don't think I'll ever watch this one again. Like, it was something I wanted more fun out of, and I just didn't really have that much fun. So that's it. Pretty much all I could say about this one. So I'll see you guys in the next video.